Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rayburn, and this poor cosplay attempt at a jacked Humpty Dumpty is Yusuf Salah Erakat. FouseyTube, as he is more popularly known, is a YouTube prankster. Pranksters in, he fools his mindless audience of blind millennials into thinking his content is legitimate in the same way that Joey Salads fools old white baby boomers and conservative news sites. We're all looking at you, Drudge Report. You messed up. You messed up. FouseyTube has recently been in the YouTube drama community for issuing a copyright strike on YouTube commentator Colossal is Crazy. FouseyTube knowingly abused the broken copyright system of YouTube in an attempt to shut down the smaller voice of the community, all for seemingly no reason. His reasoning was brought to light in his newest video, which is a dreadful slog through the boringly average and overcompensating life of our dear friend Yusuf. Finally, at about 17 minutes and 28 seconds, dear Yusuf finally addresses the takedown of Colossal's video. In this video, that is watching about as painful as pissing out a kidney stone the size of a small child, Fousey claims that the reason he had taken down the video was due to the fact that Colossal used footage of his family and mocked them by putting words in their mouth. This footage, mind you, was taken directly from FouseyTube's video that is the subject of this topic. This was due to the fact that Colossal was addressing what Fousey had done with his parents. For those who don't know, the boy wonder known as Fousey had bought his parents a house for them. While this all sounds well and good, he actually just bought them a house until he gets married and moves into it with his wife and sends his family back from whence they came. The issue with this, though, is that Yusuf admits abusing the broken copyright system to take down a video that he was personally offended by. The real issue is that Yusuf most likely has with this part of the video, if his claims are to be even somewhat believed, is that Colossal magnifies the fact already stated in Fousey's video about the house. You know, the fact that he didn't actually buy it for his parents and that they're just staying there until he's married. His own mother says this. I mean, just look at this image. You can just tell that Fousey is about to have a "listen here, bitch" moment with his mom. So, we already know that FouseyTube is a manipulative troglodyte who fools his fans and uses his own family for profit, but that's not where the story ends, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there are a plethora of topics that I could use against our dear Mongo, such as the fake rice gum punching FouseyTube, the piss poor shows that he and his beta male friend Roman Atwood puts on across the country, or even the fact that he used a child fan of his with brain cancer to get more support and views. However, I think I will just use these. A Facebook post titled Racial Profiling 101 and a YouTube video called Arguing with a Cop. The posts and vlog are about a racist cop pulling over Fousey just because of the color of his skin and the religion he claims to be whenever it is convenient for him. The issues with this is staggering, however. Examining the facts, Fousey did not have a license plate for the car, and may be well and good, seeing as how it takes the state of California 30 to 45 days to issue a license plate to a new vehicle after its purchase, and Fousey said it had only been 2 weeks. However, in the video he says 1 week, and in the Facebook post 2 weeks, so there's a bit of discrepancy in his story there. However, the police officer did not know when Yusuf bought his car and would not have any ability of knowing that. The second issue with this is that Yusuf takes umbrage with the cop for stating that his driver's license is expired. Yusuf tries to explain that he had been on tour when it expired and it's only been 5 days. However, the police officer still impounds his car, even though Fousey said, it's right there, man. It's right there. Like, my house is right there, 3 minutes down the street. Now, that's kind of a dick thing for the cop to do, but it's not, like, he's still doing his job. Like, people forget that cops are, like, they're supposed to be dicks in one way or another. Not to be the ones that are out shooting people in the streets, but just to be dicks. I mean, like, a cop who would let you go is technically not doing his job and could get in serious trouble for it, but whether or not this is an issue of race, the officer did his job exactly as described. He saw a vehicle with no license plate and a driver with an expired license, so he impounded the car. Say what you will about police, but this is proper response to and protocol, be it an Arab, Asian, Black, Hispanic, or white driver. This brings me to my third issue, and that is Yusuf released the officer's name and badge number to his mindless drone audience for what is essentially a thought crime. He did it on Facebook, and he did it in the video. The video that is still up and not censored at all, by the way. The officer never called him any derogatory names or even laid a hand on him. He did simple police protocol, and Yusef, acting like a spoiled child yet again, lashes out to get even with someone who allegedly wronged them. While we're on the topics of yore, let's discuss this little ditty. This little piece of cinematography gold titled A Second Chance, a mini-documentary. In this quote-unquote documentary, Yusef is found to be helping a homeless man named Bill. A good, fuzzy, heartwarming story? Wrong! Try hotels rejecting a simple homeless man just because he's homeless! That's what I would say if the lobotomy my parents tried to give me for my 8th birthday had worked, and I was rendered brain dead and actually believed any of Fousey's videos. In the video, Fousey gets rejected by several motels, but we do end on a positive note on Hobo Bill finally finding a hotel where he can stay. Happy ending, right? I mean, right, guys? Right? Okay, whether this video is real or fake, there are serious issues with it. Let's discuss the biggest one, the motel hate. Fousey tells his rabid fans to troll and send hate to the motels who refused business with the homeless. And while it is unfortunate that these things happen, they are necessary. These are places of business, and giving someone a free night in a room is charity. It's like handing someone $200 for no reason. And even taking a homeless person who had someone pay is asking for a dozen homeless people to come to your door begging for a free place to stay. The man made the logical business decision, and it's not an easy one. I'm sure the man wasn't happy to reject the guy on the streets, but this is his line of work, and the environment he's in gives him no other choice. Fousey eventually apologized for the hate and told his fans to focus on the positive, which is all well and good, but no reparations were made to that business that could have lost profit and good publicity over Fousey's little vlog. That is still up, by the way. It hasn't been taken down. And let's all be honest, you can tell people not to do something, but at least 1 out of 100 will still do it. At this moment, that video has been viewed 1,172,470 times, and if my random on-the-spot hypothesis was correct, that would mean that 11,725 people could have gone and sent hate to these businesses, which is more than enough to destroy, or even just damage, a small business's reputation. After the videos released, the Yelp reviews of the motels tanked, and people wanted to, quote-unquote, go fuck up that motel over this whole ordeal. Let's also remember that this video is probably as fake as Dolly Parton's breasts. Fousey's fans even started asking for a fundraiser for Hobo Bill to get him on his feet, but Fousey said he didn't want to because it'd feel premature. Fousey then makes a second vlog where he is getting Bill shaved and cleaned up, and in the description of the video he says, I think I want to start a GoFundMe tomorrow. Fortunately for Yusef, though, Bill had ran away 2 days after that vlog had happened. I've never seen any follow-up to this since, but it seems strange to me that Hobo Bill would just vanish after FouseyTube's fans wanting to raise money for him and get him back into society. It could have just been a legitimate thing that happened, but the odds are that this video got too close to the sun and Fousey had to cut any continuation on this series before people started asking questions. So what does this all mean about Fousey? Well, the past year and a half paints a shockingly different picture than the mindless masses have. Yusef knows how to play this game of YouTube, and until recently, he's been getting away with it scot-free. This man has manipulated his audience, used his own family for personal gain, harassed a police officer for a thought crime, sent attacks to a business for what is most likely a fake video, and attacks content creators for putting him in a different light. Some would call FouseyTube a bumbling fool, and true, there are some aspects of that in his work that would make you think of that, but, I mean, no one on Earth could believe that Ricegum could reasonably sucker punch FouseyTube, or that the human strand of wheat, Roman Atwood, could actually beat him in an arm wrestling match. No, this is a man who strives to get what he can out of this website. He lies, manipulates, and bullies just so he looks the best that he can while silencing his opposition. If he can't silence someone, he finds a reason to get even with them. He says how they insulted his family, and that's the line that no one should cross. So his response of breaking the YouTube terms of service is that, I did what I had to do. As if he were some New York low-level mobster who broke Tony Tortellini's legs for ratting. I have no doubt in my mind that this cycle will continue, or that even this video could become a target. FouseyTube will simply continue this cycle until YouTube finally puts an end to it, which will never happen, or until his audience turns on him and abandons him. Dear viewer, thank you so much for embarking on this journey. If you like this video, do those things that other YouTubers tell you to do with the like and subscribe button, as I must go clean my eyes with bleach to get this egg monster out of my sight. Until next time, dear friends, I will see you later.